2 pine woods. Huh. Well, they're a very common species around here in Central Florida. Seen them in my videos before. Well, that's always a fun way to start a day. A double flip of a snake like those pinewood snakes. This video here is kind of a, I don't know what you want to call it. It's kind of a hodgepodge of everything in February and March. It's been kind of slow, and in Florida, it's very tough. You go to other states that have more of a change of season, and the snakes will come out and bask, and you'll see them more. But in Florida, it's warm all the time, so the snakes, they really don't have to do a lot of basking and thermal regulating like other states. And it's really gotten a lot warmer in Florida in the last few years, making it more difficult to find them. So you really have to herp the seasons, is what we say here in Florida, when the actual movement is happening. If you miss it, you miss it. So this video here is just a few trips on my scooter. You'll see me with Mike Lindsay. I went to North Florida and wasn't very successful. It was in February and I thought it was going to be really good, but didn't turn out that way. So that's how it goes. But I enjoy nature. I enjoy being out there. I enjoy hanging out with my friends. And so it's all good. Outdoors is beautiful. I mean, that's the main reason I'm out here. It's not just for the snakes or the animals or whatever. It's the beauty, the peace, the fulfillment. And I think everybody really should get out in nature sometime during the week, a few times a month, as many times as you can. It's really good for you. And it's so important to preserve these habitats that are natural, and I've said it and shown it on all my videos about preserving the habitat, and it's just very, very important. You can't bring this stuff back. You can't tear it down and expect everything to come back the way it was one day. So I hope in Florida that developers, those in power that are developing Florida the way they are at a rapid rate right now, understand that this will never come back. And also, when you destroy the habitat, what moves back in are the invasive plants and animals. They thrive in destroyed habitats. They thrive around homes where the natural animals won't come back around homes. Artificial landscaping for thousands of years. This is what they knew. They know the dry season. They know the wet season. Their breeding is all associated with the dry and wet seasons, the months, the cold, the warm. So changing that throws everything off and they'll die out. Habitat fragmentation, the larger snakes are getting hit crossing the roads. And also, when you fragment natural habitats and destroy habitats even around preserves and protected areas, where do the animals come back as backfill? When you burn a forest, a prescribed burn that's necessary, it's done in zones. So you're not killing everything off if it does kill. And animals can backfill from the areas that aren't burned. But when you destroy habitat, where are they going to come back from? So it's a very important thing to really think about, and I hope someone here in Florida understands it and starts seeing that the animals are declining faster and faster. I don't see snakes, frogs, lizards, salamanders, turtles the way I used to a long time ago. I grew up in the 60s and 70s and there was abundance of animals. Now, I have to work really hard to find the same things that I used to see regularly when I was younger, especially animals like Florida king snakes, they're gone through the peninsula and only found in certain areas now, and they're declining there. So one day we're gonna wish we hadn't done it, like everything else that humans do. You always want what you don't have. I just hope the best for the future. So let's preserve the habitat, and if you're listening, please think about it. That being said, let's get at it. What's up, man? Broad-headed skink. They get a lot larger than the 5-line skinks. Ooh. This is an Indo-PACIFIC gecko, Hemidactylus garnatii. These are parthenogenetic, so they are all female, and they reproduce by self-fertilization. So they're all like clones of each other. Now this one you can't really see through her, but sometimes you can see through their belly and see eggs. But it's interesting to find one here because there's no buildings. We're in completely natural habitat, so they definitely will live in natural habitat sometimes. It's a cool gecko. It's not really an invasive. They provide food for snakes and a lot of other animals, and they don't really do any damage to anything. Cool little lizards. What do we got here? Whoa, all right. Let's see what this is. First glance, looks like a scarlet snake. Yep, that's what it is, scarlet snake. I can tell by that orange behind the head there. And I noticed how skinny it was, and then I thought, well, nothing's laying eggs right now in the reptile world. So that's their main diet. They will eat other snakes and maybe skinks, insects maybe, but their main diet is reptile eggs. And nothing's laying any eggs right now, so maybe that's what it is. Why they get so skinny in the wintertime, I've noticed. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, perfect place. Okay. You take off underneath your cover there. All right. One more interesting thing about scarlet snakes is that if they come across a large reptile egg that's too big to swallow, they'll bust right inside of it and just suck down the contents. I would assume if the egg is too developed, they might just suck down any of the contents that they're able to suck down. So anyhow, another interesting thing about scarlet snake, because I've actually seen them bust into an egg and just suck up the yolk. So pretty interesting. I'm out hiking today, just for a little while. I rode my scooter out and I just gonna mess around here. Did a little hiking, check some spots out, see what I can find. If anything today, it was cold this morning, real cold in the 40s, and it warmed up now to probably 75. I mean, it's hot out here in the sun, so it's pretty warm, but it's bluebird sky. It's really kind of weird since it rained last night. Got cold, and now bluebird skies. So I have no idea. I'll probably flip some logs or something. See what I can turn up. Let's get at it. Oh, there it is. I had to find this guy, dig him out, and I'll show him to you. Here's a look at the Scarlet King I just got. Really nice colors on this, which most of them do. This one's got beautiful reds. Wow, beautiful snakes. These are my favorite snakes to find during the winter months when I'm not in the sand hills. So cool. Gonna let them go. I'm gonna keep walking on. Got a little bit more time, not much. I get him off the road quick. Car's coming. All right, go. Ah, look, it's a ribbon snake.
All right, well, let's get going.
There's a gator. Small one. A 3 foot. Just chilling.
Look at all those lubber grasshoppers. Wow. Those are all baby lubber grasshoppers coming up. Got 2 banded water snakes here, and this is going to be a male and a female, because the males are always smaller than the females, and that female's huge. That's pretty cool. If you don't get out and walk around, you don't find anything. So he wants to mate, I can tell right now. You can see how he's getting in position. And there you go. Mating banded water snakes. I'm gonna try to back off slowly as to not disturb them and move on my way. Pretty cool. Always good to see nature at its most interesting. Non-venomous banded water snake. Water snakes in Florida constantly get killed because they look so much like cottonmouths, water moccasins to a lot of people. It's unfortunate, but here's a graphic I made years ago. Hopefully this helps. And when you see a snake around the water, leave it alone. Water moccasins and water snakes, they just flee. They don't chase. So you can actually probably walk by them, and you've probably actually walked by a bunch of them and not even known it, just sitting there. They're basking in the grass or the foliage near the water. So cool observation. Always nice to see nature in its best happening in the wild.